11, 5, 9 and 20 miles a day, 4, 11, 17, 32 the day before. Move, 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 moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war. Don't look at what's in front of you. Move, 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 moving up and down again. Men go mad with watching them. There's no discharge in the war.
Alright, what's up guys? What's up Parquet, Clever Pig, Maverick, Sebastian, all the other people that don't watch my videos. Man, no mini movie this time. I'm making new intros and outros and doing little weird stuff like that. But man, the real Manufacturers Cup is here. It's time to get into it. Nürburgring was round one. It sucks that the last exhibition, the final round of that was Nürburgring Endurance with dynamic weather, and round one of the real Manufacturers Cup of 2025 is the same thing. It's the round one was Nürburgring with dynamic weather. Last time I had this race, guys, I had a full dry race. I'm gonna spoil it now. This was a rain race, guys. This rain put me on the limit. It put everyone on the limit. And you see my dumb ass is in the back because I messed up my qualifying and I binned it during quali. So I'm back there in like P12. I think P12. Yeah, I started P12. So guys, it is, I believe it was it hard tires or mediums? I forget. Who cares? Doesn't matter. It was medium or hard tires. Wasn't softs. Yeah, it was hard tires. So we have the option of hard tires, intermediate, or wets if the rain comes down. It started dry. I'm telling you right now, guys, the weather, the grip meter on the bottom left-hand corner was between the intermediate level and the wet level so much of the second half of this race, and everyone was on inters dancing around, dude, and I'm telling you, we probably should have been on wets. It was, dude, it was, I was sweaty, dude. I definitely had bodily functions in this one, that's for sure. But yeah, let's get into it, man. I've had some really good races, guys. I can't wait. I want to get through this editing so fast to get to the other rounds. This was a good race. It's been fantastic. Look, guys, I expand inputs, radars, throttle and brake inputs where it's important or where I think it might be beneficial to look at. I do a race review / bloopers at the end of the race, so make sure you make it into the end. I need you to press buttons, subscribe, like, all that stuff to get me put in the algorithm. Otherwise, no one sees my videos. And you know what? I love making these videos. They're really fun. I enjoy racing. I enjoy making the videos. I like talking to all of you. Don't watch this part because did you see that? Don't even ignore that. Nothing happened. During this race, when that happened during lap 1, I literally screamed out loud, "Ah!" because there was nowhere for me to go. It was terrifying. Anyway, this has been a good series. I've been liking the World Series races and editing them for you guys. It's been a lot of fun. So hang out to the end, relax, grab some popcorn. I'm gonna try to edit this a little faster. I've been doing linear edits and trying to tell stories and do that stuff. Let's just get into it. Let's go. So I'll just say, I did it again, man, where the qualifying was dry, and I looked at the weather map, and I just totally, dude, I didn't even look at the weather map, and I totally forgot to change my tires or address the tire situation or anything whatsoever at all.
Driving crooner, baby.
With that said, you know, I got lucky. In the lineup, I saw windshield wipers on and immediately thought, oh my god, I just absolutely wrecked my race. And I thought I was going to have to go in the last time slot. But, you know what, we were lucky. Being on the slicks were the right choice. Every single driver chose the slicks, but the wipers are on, guys. The grip meter, keep an eye on that grip meter this whole race. It is, it's something to see. Just like always, guys, bloopers at the end. You know it. I probably already said it. Audio was, no, the first audio was from the other day. I had to stop. I had some stuff I had to do. But either way, little nice move around the outside here. I throw on this guy, first position. Just snagged it. Got to go the long way around, man. He's still on my inside right now. Probably will throw a radar here, most likely. But yeah, either way, it was a very long move. Either way, got that one finished. But up ahead of us, these guys get it a little bit wrong here. I do this quite a bit here with this little up ahead camera. I do if you're new to the channel. But yeah, he got it a little bit wrong there. Got outside. We got a second position, even though I ruined my qualifying and came in P12, 2 positions up. And before we even get on to the Nordschleife, dude, we're going good. All I did was mess up my quali. I was looking at the times that they posted, and I can run. I probably would have been around P2 or P3 if I put in a representative lap of what I'm capable of doing around here, which are typically I can't typically get into the 7 minutes. I'm just being honest. I typically can do a low 8 minute. You know, 801, 801 to 805 typically is around where I'm at. I'm typically not in the 7s. Just being honest, especially not since the bot change, that's for sure. But yeah, so I'd suggest you keep an eye on the grip meter the whole race. You'll see that our wipers are on, sometimes they're off, like right now. But, you know, the rain was really odd this time. It really, really was. I was kind of worried about it. The big one is coming right now, though, guys. Are you ready for the big one? This was probably one of the largest accidents I've seen in quite a while. You ready? Here we go. I'm just going to shut up. You tell me what you see. Honest to God, I'm not going to shut up. You know I'm not going to shut up. Anyway, so, dude, I slowed it down for you guys so you can see every little second of this. I literally screamed. At this point, my wife was sitting behind me. Because I was, bro, what am I supposed to? You can see me tucking the steering wheel back and forth. I had no idea. I went right, I went left, I went right, I went left, and it was just because of that I went nowhere. I went straight. I went straight.
I almost had a nervous movement.
P6, guys. 4 more, four more positions. We got 6 positions in the first 2 minutes and 45 seconds of this race. Everyone getting it wrong everywhere. The wipers are back on. The grip meter is dead silent right now, but it's dicey. The whole I kept staring at that grip meter. At one point I told my wife, hey, it's still jump a little bit forward here. I'm gonna try to spare you guys, but I'm gonna try to spare you guys so you're not sitting here just watching me race forever. So any good moments, we're just gonna jump to those, and then we'll do bloopers at the end. But yeah, dude, I was lucky I was on the slicks. I was real worried that it wasn't gonna work out. But luckily, it was the right choice. Everyone's on slicks. I'm getting stuff wrong here. You know, I'm just showing the little mistakes here. Those were just my last little mistakes. That mistake there, this mistake here got me dropped out of the slipstream. So you see the gap there is closer to 4 seconds now on this straight. We'll do our first weather check. At the end of lap 1, about 4 seconds behind those guys because of those 2 mistakes I just made. The weather is still light blue. That's kind of how it started. I didn't think we were going to get to the dark blue. So I'm thinking slicks. Slicks, right? Yep, so we run slicks, guys. So let's jump forward. Halfway into lap 2 here. I'm starting to catch the guys up front, I believe. Yep, he goes off circuit here. And then, dude, I slowed it down. He re-entered. I thought I'd go to the right. Then he goes to the right. I'm thinking, okay, I'll go to the left. And then he stays right in the middle of the goddamn circuit. An atrocious rejoin. I can't blame him. Look at the circuit on both sides. Where was I supposed to go? And it caused an awkward accident. I could have slammed on my brakes, which is what I tried at the end. But, you know, you're trying to get through there, guys. You expect him to choose a side. You just went off circuit. Your tires are dirty. It's wet. Things are bad. Choose a side, dude. Go to the left. Go to the right. Don't go directly in the middle of this circuit on the most narrow road in the world. But that's what he chose to do. I'm not mad at it. I don't think it was dirty. It was just, dude, it was a shocking moment. It is what it is. I did my best. At this time, he gets it wrong. He gets a little bit squirrely coming out of that the uphill sections before we start the big, long uphill. But I'm feeling the pressure from behind as well with getting slowed down by him. Either way here, he makes a mistake going up the second right-hand uphill. I don't know the names of all the Nürburgring turns. I'm sorry. This time, he pulls over to the right and lets me through because he gets it wrong. And at that point, I knew it wasn't dirty. It was just, dude, a racing incident is a racing incident. There's nothing you can really do and say, like, oh, he did that on purpose. I don't know that, dude. I know what's in this guy's heart. There's no way for me to know that. So we jump a little bit more forward. I had about a second on this guy behind me, so I hurried up and tried to use my HUD to hurt. I'm like, that grip meter's getting bad, surface water meter's getting bad. I had about a second, so I hurried up and tried to switch to traction control. It lost me some time, and then I didn't realize, because I didn't have my radar up, that he was on the side of me, but everything was good. I didn't bump him off, but this was this was like, he was right there. I went to turn in and went, oh shit, I couldn't turn. And then he passes me on the grass, dude. Like, I was like, what the hell? Where did he come? What the hell was that? And then I'm thinking, you gotta get a penalty for that. There's no way you're not getting a penalty. But you know, he didn't survive too much longer after that. So it's no big deal. Let's take another look at that real quick, dude. This was shocking. Like, I'm messing with my controls. I'm like trying to get set up. I was naturally on a defensive line, and I didn't realize he was there. I went to move to the left, and then I felt him. I was like, oh no. And so I stopped, and then he just was like, I'm going for it. Bruh. Like, then he almost took me out, almost took out the Lexus. It was rough. He did not survive this, though. It was two tires are wet. He's trying to keep up. It is what it is. All right, man. Weather check. I've never seen yellow and those dark colors like the crazy rain. I've never seen that ever hit before. I've never raced in a race that was that bad with weather. But yeah, I'm starting to get worried, man. I left the traction control on 2 so we can make it back in. You know, oh yeah, I did turn it down to 1. I turned it back down to 1 because I knew I was going on to inters. So in the rain, guys, I will use I normally don't use traction control. I will use traction control on level 1 in light rain situations. If I'm on slicks and it's wet, I turn it up a little bit more to make sure that we don't have something crazy. I don't wear headphones, so I worry that I'm not hearing stuff as well as other people are hearing it, but you know, it is what it is. I can give it a try. I have some expensive headphones. I've just never set it up. Either way, let me shut up. Lap 3, everyone switches on to inters except for maybe 1 or 2 guys try to stay out there. He's up in P1 right now. Is it Daniel? Is that his name? Daniel, he's going to have himself a little bit of a trip here. Well, there goes Daniel up in the corner. He decided to stay out, and we're going to find out almost immediately if he made the right or the wrong choice. What do you think? Considering I already have it written on the screen, he chose wrong. Yeah, he should. He was trying. I give him credit, man. He was at the back of the pack, I believe, or somewhere in the middle, and he just decided, let me try to see if I can extend this. I promise you guys, when it's dark, when it's not that super light blue color and it's the next level, like the darker navy color, it's inters. It's inters all day. The slicks, you're not going to survive. There's no way. Look how far behind I was from this guy. He was up in P1, and he was just, it was a struggle bus, dude. There was nothing he could do. Look how far back I came from to make this pass on this guy. And he is just out there there was just nothing he could do. He honestly was just dying out there, and that is probably one of the worst pains you can ever feel in the Nürburgring Endurance, Nürburgring Nordschleife race with dynamic weather. If you get the tires wrong and start that lap, it is the most brutal lap, full of pain and nightmare fuel that you could ever imagine. He is about to suffer so much pain for the next 9 minutes getting back around. It's probably going to be closer to 10 minutes for him to get back around the circuit. How many times he's going to die. I was so far behind this guy at this point after the pit phase and everything. It was just, man. But I'm telling you guys, the grip meter is not done. That grip meter plays games. I don't know. This whole race was just dicey, man. Now I got that other guy in my gearbox now behind me too. That Lexus was pretty quick. The McLaren seems to be pretty decent in rain. It seems to be pretty decent with tire wear. It's been a good choice for me. But yeah, he can't even stop. The fast right-hander, he almost takes me out there. Luckily, I was able to adjust towards the inside a little bit more. Then he goes for a little whoopsie-doo. He goes, Dr. Whoopsie, checking in. He's done. That was done. And he actually took out the Lexus too. That Lexus is fast though. So he held up the Lexus with the contact that they had, which gave me some breathing room. Up into P4 now. We have the correct tires on, or so we think. But that grip meter, I'm telling you, it's going to get closer and closer to that 3rd tier, which is needing to be on wets. We're going to jump here to middle of the lap to the uphill sections. I can't remember if I make one of my signature mistakes or not. Oh, it looks like we're going to have a Porsche mistake here. This guy he's about, what is he, about 6 seconds ahead of me right now? Yeah, so Doug is about 6 seconds ahead of me right now, 6.5 seconds ahead of me, but he has a spin on the uphill section. Again, his grip meter is around the same spot as mine. I'm trying to keep an eye on it since Max Power told me about some inconsistencies on this circuit with the rain. I didn't watch his video yet, but apparently he knows some stuff I don't know. But yeah, luckily, I didn't want to bump draft him. Just being honest, I should have went around him, but I was, it was just in my head. Everyone just being in my way. After I bumped him once, it's too late. I don't have a choice now. I'm not going to try to pass him now. I really wish I could have cleared him. Either way, it's not going to make too big of a difference. It held me up and it allowed the Lexus to catch us, unfortunately. But it is what it is, man. You know how, guys, I'm not super aggressive. I'm not like, oh, every little chance I get, I gotta get past. Dude, it's not that big of a deal. At this point, I started P12. I'm in P4. I'm up 8 positions. I don't want anything bad to happen. That's pretty much it. But Doug here, he doesn't take too long to make a mistake. We're going into the carousel, and you'll see a little bit of a difference on the grip. On the outside, he might not have traction control on. I do. But right here, guys, he gets chucked out of the carousel, and I try to go for it. But right here, I couldn't get on it the way that I wanted to, because it would have made me go wide. There was actually no contact between us right there. It was fair play. If I would have got on the throttle to pass him there, I would have absolutely clipped him and made some contact, which, in the end, with the rain and the tight racing, you could with him making a mistake there, you could consider it fair and just hard racing if I had bumped him coming through there. But you know how I am, man. I'm not like that, so I had to lift. Even though I had traction control on, I lifted so I wouldn't go too wide into him. Maybe you might wonder, why did you do that? But keep an eye on that grip meter, man. I blew it up for you just so you can see how much it was like, dude, it was seriously playing around, because it's in like between the bottom tier and the middle tier is inters. The top tier is wet. That's pretty much how it is. I make a mistake here. That's a signature mistake of me going a little bit wide. The Lexus gets by, but honestly, that grip meter is bumping up into the full wet category, and you hit curbs, you hit certain surface water. You get off the drying line and hit, a puddle, and you don't realize it. It's tough, man. It really is. But it is a lot of fun. This is so much fun. Okay, guys, another weather check coming. We're coming to the end of lap 3 here, and that is some dark weather coming at us. That's the next level of weather, but I don't think it's going to make it to us. So we're going to stay on inters. The grip meter, like I said, dude, it is building up. It is almost wet. And I go up to number 2 on the traction control. I was down 3 seconds on P3 and P4 during lap 4. Nothing happened, but I did catch them. So now we're in the slipstream. We're less than 8 tenths behind P3 and P4. P3 does get away. P4 is Doug, and it took me a little bit to get back behind him. I'm just going to, at this point, on the final lap, guys, and then the weather, too. That was the final weather check. Inters are the way to go to the end. We did miss that big chunk of rain like I thought. Excuse me. Been sick the last couple weeks, guys. That's why my uploads have been a little inconsistent. I'm doing my best, especially with my voice, excuse me. And then the pressure I apply gets him. He just went off the circuit, boy. Luckily, when he came back on, he did not absolutely obliterate me. So just applying that little bit of pressure, him getting it wrong through the fast left, and everything just wet, it allowed him to float off the dry line, and he hit that surface water off to the side, and I think he just skated off. Either way, man, nothing else really happened, man. I just want to get to the bloopers and get to the end, but it was a good race, man. It was solid. The initial chaos and everything was fantastic. So we are going to come home P4. I was able to get close to around the second. We got the leader down to about 5 or 6 seconds, maybe 7 in the end. But he was just a little bit too much. He was very fast out there and very consistent for the most part. He didn't make any major mistakes. He was up around 20 seconds, and we did get him down closer to 6. And I didn't see any major incidents from him. It was just maybe the weather was different for him, and Max Power talked about that quite a bit, about how the weather is very different for the leader versus everyone else, and how it can be glitchy. I didn't quite get in. We didn't get into it too much. He just said to watch the video that he made on it. But either way, man, 8 positions, man. 8 positions. Another P4. That's my second P4 during the World Series, during a Nürburgring dynamic weather race. And yeah, 8 positions. I was very happy with that. It's going to be solid points.
It's a shame we had those couple moments of getting blocked. Just the guys re-entering the circuit and just staying in the middle of the goddamn track blocking me. I definitely lost 6.7 seconds getting blocked by those guys and then going off circuit for sure. Oh well. If my uncle had a vagina, he'd be my aunt, I guess.
This is going to be uploaded most likely on Wednesday, whenever we have the World Series race at Sardinia, however you say that. I don't know, I say Sardinia. Sardine Town. We're gonna go there. It looks like it's a medium slick race on slicks. Unfortunately, yeah, slick race on slicks, guys. Unfortunately, it does seem to be a sprint, and that makes me very sad. But all right, let's check out what happened in the race. Let's go back to that beginning chaos and absolute mayhem, and then we'll see the bloopers, guys. That was a fun race, though, man. It was really fun. Spa was fantastic. I can't wait to do these next ones. Let's do race review and bloopers and move on to the next one. It wouldn't be a bloopers reel without me being in it. Just a little tiny contact. I lift a little bit there, let him through. It's just minor contact, man. It's the right thing to do. I could have slid up alongside of him. This, I guess I'm going to consider this the overtake of the race, man. It just, there wasn't anything too epic other than this. This was just a very long pass around the outside. Other than that, nothing too crazy happened in the race with overtakes. So I guess we'll call that one. I don't know. Whatever's kind of weak. But this guy had some internet issues. First, he dive bombed into that and smashed. But, like, I don't know if it's even accurate, to be honest with you. Look how his car is jumping around, bro. I don't know. You tell me. Maybe he didn't even do that. I don't know. It didn't seem like he held the position, though. Or, yeah, he did. I don't know. Who cares? It's just, dude, look at his internet. Like, how do you overtake this guy? What do you what do you do? All right, this was the second overtake I got. This guy just got it wrong. You saw the little tiny highlight in the corner whenever we were watching it together. But yeah, this was a weird one, just a little punt. I don't think there was any incidents before that. I took a quick look. I didn't see anything malicious. I think he just got it a little bit wrong and just hit him. They both were kind of going to go off. The Porsche absolutely capitalized and got back, both of them right there, actually. But this is the big one. This is where all the mayhem happened in lap 1. As soon as we got to this long straightaway, it seemed like, I guess about 4 or 5 people got this wrong and just went wide. The tires still felt a little bit cold, going through there, even after the little GP circuit, section. But, it still felt a little bit. He got so lucky, man. He split, man. He mosed his way through that, man. He moses his way through that shit, man. That's for sure. I can't talk. I'm so sorry. But yeah, this was my cockpit view of coming through there, dude. It was absolutely the big one. I haven't driven through that big of a wreck in quite some time. It was just, dude. Whatever. I can't even say I did my best. I didn't do anything. I just drove right through it. There was nothing I could do. But everyone was getting it wrong, man. Everyone was just getting shit wrong. It just, this is the mistake that Daniel made early. And then that's why I think maybe he decided to stay on the slicks a little bit later. I didn't include him ice skating on his slicks because we kind of watched like a good 30 seconds of it earlier. I know it was a small window, but who cares? Whatever. He gets it wrong. Everyone's sliding. Everyone's freaking out. This was the moment where the guy stayed right in the middle of the circuit and left me no choice. I could have slowed down more. This is the view of the grass pass, dude, from the guy behind, just to see. I mean, I had room. He had room. I don't know why he was. I don't know. You know how Nürburgring is, guys. Everyone gets really, really aggressive whenever they think they can get an overpass or overtake because it's hard to overtake here. The road is just narrow. Yeah, this was his view of it. I know we kind of looked at it a little bit, but either way, I just wanted to see again. See, I went to turn a little bit, and then we had a little bit of contact, and I stopped turning. And he was kind of forced his way through there. I stopped turning again, but then I didn't see him there anymore. So I thought he lifted and dropped behind me. I wasn't looking on the grass. I didn't think that he would just go out wide onto the grass and still try to overtake. I thought he dropped behind me. So at that point, when he wasn't on the circuit anymore, I moved to the outside. I moved over more where I was going to move to begin with. Anyway, his tires were dirty. He probably shouldn't have been trying to stab the throttle after that. That was a scary moment where the guy on slicks went off and I snuck by him. But luckily, I snuck by that dude. But yeah, the Porsche, this was his moment that he had whenever I was chasing him from behind. And he had me by 4 seconds or so. And then he lost those 4 seconds as I ended up passing him just a little bit later there. This is when I ended up catching up to him after that. This was that moment. I said there was no contact, man. I lifted on purpose. But if I would have accelerated through that, I would have clipped his front. And it wouldn't have been clean. It would have been a tough overtake, or a hard racing overtake in the wet, but I still felt like it would have been wrong, so I didn't do it. This guy decided he was going to drift through that entire turn and ended up taking out that other car. I really feel like, you know, after the blatant drifting through the turn, you know, I feel like maybe he should have slowed up after he took that guy out. But then again, I didn't look at his view. I don't know. Here goes. More people getting it wrong at the super fast right-hander that leads it along straight in the middle. Again, this was the pressure I applied to the porch where I eventually got past him. He went to the outside. If you looked at the grip meter and go back and look at it, he slid to the outside. That grip meter went up. That surface water went up. Yeah, he had a lot of mistakes. You know, he had a lot of slide out into the grass type moments. I had one. I guess technically two after I rear-ended the one guy, but you know, it's kind of wasn't my fault. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It was a good race. I really enjoyed the race, man. That's it for the bloopers and the race review. I don't know, man. I'm gonna be getting into the next one. You know, I did skip one round there, but anyway, man. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Hit buttons, subscribe, like all that stuff. Get me in the algorithm, and comment below and tell me how bad I suck. All right, man. That was fun. All right, man. I'll see you guys soon.
It's Godzilla! It looks like Godzilla, but due to international copyright laws, it's not. Still, we should run like it is Godzilla!